Well, welcome back again. We're going to start with another review on Trust Cold Steel Northern War, episode 11. And honestly, this episode begins kind of good because, like, what's her name? Sarah, she begins hearing about the Norjaegers, like, refuse to pay their reparations for attacking Celtic and all that. Right now, Sarah, she's actually in Celtic and she's talking to Lecter right now. And Lecter said that the Northern Jaegers they refused to make any more contact with them. So Sarah's kind of worried about what's going to happen to Northumbria. It then cuts to Rogan, and it shows Rogan. He's talking to some soldiers, and they basically saying like this one gate been attacked, and he said like the empires are invading with their soldats. So Rogan, he said like he's kind of surprised that they did that because he didn't think that they would attack that way. The next scene it shows Slavi and Syria. They walking through the forest trying to get back to Helios, and they're talking. And one time, Lavi, well, like not one time, but Lavi, she says something like to Syria that she don't think that Rogan is actually one that assassinated Glock because she said that when they walked into the room, Rogan was just as surprised that Glock was poisoned as she was. So she don't think that she did it. And also, yeah, they talk about the curse of the hero and like how like anybody that's trying to become a hero in Northumbria, they always like die like before they can achieve what they're trying to do. So that's what Lavi mentions, and she says like she thinks like Rogan might be next, and Syria said makes a joke about like well Syria says like well Lavi is already almost killed, so she should be good or something like that. I can't remember exactly what she said, but she said something like that. So then the next scene shows soldats are attacking. Well, the Empire soldats are attacking the Archaism that Rogan set out to like defend their borders and all that. So the soldats are just destroying them, and it's like almost no effort at all. And honestly, then it shows another scene where Lavi she's in the forest. She's still in the forest with Syria, and they get captured by the by the Northern Jaegers that basically burned down her village in the last episode. To get catch by the same Northern Jaegers, and basically, so it goes into like a area. They take her somewhere, and they saying like, "Oh, should we kill them or anything like that?" Because like they don't know if they should assassinate them or if they should just capture them. They don't really know. But anyway, besides all that, it shows like Le Guin's military. It shows like Le Guin's soldat actually. It shows that she's actually on the front lines as well, and she's also attacking the Archaism. And I thought like that was kind of crazy because like to see that golden soldat, like that's like the best looking one of all of them. The next scene was kind of cool because it cuts over to Lloyd in the Geofront, and he's with Risha Mao, and like they're talking about like are they going to be able to like prevent them from taking over Northumbria as they took over Crossbill? Like, are they going to do the same thing to them, or does Northumbria have somebody that can prevent it from happening from the same thing happening? Anyway, so I thought that was kind of interesting because it was kind of cool to see Lloyd because like I'm playing this game right now. I'm playing Trails from Zero right now, so like I enjoy seeing him in this anime. He's a great character. Anyway, then it shows Estelle and it shows Joshua. Now I never played Trails in the Sky games, but I have seen a walkthrough of them. So Estelle, she's another great character. Joshua's also great, but they're talking about the northern. They're talking about some Northumbria citizens that are crossing the borders into the borough and all that to escape the conflict and all that. So that's what they're doing. So that was kind of cool to see the other things that's going on in the world. Okay, so now like Lobby, like they get transported to basically Haliask and all that. They get transported to like the gate, and they got arcades out front, and then like they let them go through in their vehicles and their armored trucks and all that. But then some civilians come up, and then like the arcades go back to protect the civilians. So Lavi and Syria they break out of the ropes and they started fighting back, and they save the civilians. And then eventually all of the Northern Jaegers, Lavi and the civilians all enter the city, and they find like this part. They find this one spot where it's like some water. It's like a water fountain and all that, and they start drinking from it, but it's poison. And then the Northern Jaegers they die. Like the first Jaeger that drinks out of it, he tells all of them to stop. So Lavi and Syria never drink it. So that's kind of convenient though. Then it goes off to show Jaina. She's sitting in a chair talking like with two. It's like three Jaegers bowing to her and all that, and she's sitting in this one chair. Then she like uses magic to like summon the door next to her, and then like what's his name? Tally comes out of the door. And they start talking and all that, and she says, Jaina asks him like, is he happy that she came back to the city? But Tally just says like basically don't care and all that. Also, it shows a scene where Lecter says it's finally time to use what's his name, Marty. So that's another thing that's going on. Well, besides all that, it shows next it shows Lavi talking to Rogan in this room and all that, and they come to they have a conversation. They start talking about like everything that's about to go down, and Lavi, she's like secretly recording the conversation, and then Lavi gives like this motivational speech to like all the citizens that because like it's like speakers set up around the city, like I guess. So they recording the conversation, all the citizens hear the speech and all that, and then all the townspeople they get motivated by Lavi's speech after it's all said and done. Then what's his name, Rogan? He has no choice but to make a ceasefire with all the archaeum that he's using. Now the final scene was the best one because like what's his name, like Lavi, she's just like walking through the city and all that, and then like Valimar just flies out of the sky and shows up and like lands right in front of her and all that. Like yo, that was so hype. That looked so nice. Like don't get me wrong, like the 3D animation is not the best, but it still looks good enough, so I don't really mind it. But anyway, Valimar shows up. Lavi said, "Oh, it's you" and all that. And then like Reen comes out of Valimar, like to face her and all that. Like Lavi tries to attack Reen, then like Reen gets his sword ready. Then he swings back, and that's how like the episode ends. It ends off like I really want to see how that fight go down. Like I know Reen's gonna win, because I mean, out of all the Trails characters, that all the Trails protagonists that they had, like Reen's the strongest, without a doubt. So anyway, I want to see. I wonder what's going to happen with that. Anyway, so I can't wait for the next episode. But okay, I'll catch y'all next time. Take it easy.